Next year is just peak, man.
Joining that club,
It's
what I
just
mean?
peak, man. You're gonna start. That's what I'm saying. This topic is so relevant because you're gonna be getting married soon.
Maybe a senorita, maybe.
Yeah, maybe
I
an Italian.
don't know if I can deal with any more Sierra
Yeah, so let's talk.
Leone
Yeah, so
village. I can't,
yeah.
you know what I
So
mean?
you
But
see,
Ed, I
it's
was
so
gonna ask
funny.
you, all right, real talk, yeah. Like, I know everyone. We'll start off with this and that. So, like, I was gonna say, like, your body count. Like, has it been more white women or more black women with you? And I'll tell you my one as well. Or is
Yeah,
it been balanced?
in terms of the ones I slept with,
Yeah.
more white, more white.
Right.
Especially like with this, you know what it is? It's not even
Yeah.
just social media, man. Everything it's just crazy.
It's mad,
You
isn't
can
it?
Yeah, you can literally. I'm telling you, not that I don't encourage it no more because we were young. We just done. But you can
Yeah.
literally slide in the
Mm,
DMs. You'll be talk. You could
yeah.
talk for like a day and literally meet up with these girls and just.
Link up. And the thing is, X, sometimes it's like it's not even you messaging them. Sometimes they could
No.
just
Yeah.
random DM you. It's happened to
Yep.
me.
Yeah, but you have to be so careful because I remember not too long ago. I think it was last summer. This girl must have messaged me and she looked proper young and like for some reason I just messaged her back, said cool, you're right, what you up to, what you doing today, da, 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 da. And then for some reason I was thinking to myself, why like haven't I asked her like her age? I'm like, I don't know why I didn't. I just felt, I think that day I was annoyed. I was just nice for someone to talk to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I thought, hold on, let me not take the conversation further. This girl looks young. So like
Yeah.
I asked her,
How old she was,
and
yeah.
she was like, why? And I'm thinking, I'm saying to myself, what the fuck? I need to know like how old you are.
Yeah.
And I said to her, I need to know. And she's like, oh no, I'm not telling you. And then I just
Red
then I
alert,
didn't
red
message her.
alert. Yeah.
Then I didn't message her. Then like an hour later, I was blocked. She blocked
Oh,
me.
she just blocked you straight.
Yeah, I'm thinking
What?
I should be the one that blocks you. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
I'll point out to all the man them. Just be careful, be careful, man. It's no joke. It's no
Yeah,
joke,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Because
Especially
it's
even
right what you're saying. Sorry to cut you off, bro. With the Insta, because like the girls, they can put the filter, on
yep,
like the
yep,
pictures. So sometimes they can
yep,
appear actually older than they actually are.
mm,
So
yeah,
you gotta be in check, to make sure how young these girls are.
yeah. And even there's a nightclub not that far from me because I live in, obviously I'm from Woodford, but
Yeah, yeah. East.
In Epping, there's a club called 195, and it
Yeah.
recently,
I went there pin. I know, I know. I went there for Forest. Yeah. I know.
yeah. So there's a club called 195, yeah. And I remember when I went there, I, so I was say like I was in sixth form, so
Yeah.
I was at 18 and stuff. I was seeing youngers from my school in there, obviously, especially with not even just girls, but even white boys. They get like IDs from like older brothers, cousins, and they get
Yeah,
in.
fake IDs.
So
Yeah.
from that day, when I saw the man them, like guys from my school be like year 10 and stuff, 15, I'm seeing them in clubs. So from that day when I started going clubs and I was approaching girls, I would always ask their age, no matter
Yeah.
what. No matter what, because I know if there's young boys in there, there's young girls in there as well. You've got to be
Yeah.
so yeah. When I'm in clubs, if I'm approaching girls, I always ask their age, no matter
Yeah.
what.
Bro, it was even the same situation. Remember when we were at the carnival a couple years
Yeah.
back? There,
Oh
yo,
yeah, I remember.
yeah,
Yeah, I
remember
remember them girls.
the ones we spoke to? I was in,
Yeah,
I spoke to them, but subconsciously in my mind, I was like,
yeah,
dude, how young are these girls are, man?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
You got to be so careful. And like I said with that girl,
Yeah.
she didn't want to tell me like girls will be happy to like they'd have like a session with you and then just try and get some peas out of it, sell the story, get some.
Yeah. You see what's happening with this dude. I won't go too much in it. You heard about Derek Jackson?
Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me. Just because he
And
couldn't
even
put,
that
yeah.
even that, this is not age thing, but even what's his name? That American Brian Banks or something like that. Yeah. That's that's another thing, because obviously he didn't. Obviously, he was kissing that girl, and she wanted it to go further, and he wasn't. Well, you could say he was rude in a way of he rejected her, but like I think that's what happens a lot. That's something a lot. A man will like reject a woman's advance, and they twist it. They act like he assaulted me, he pushed me, he did this. Like, no, it wasn't the case.
Bro,
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just
you know, girls in general, they cannot take rejection. You know, it's, you know what I mean? It's for guys who are supposed to get like rejected 100 times, and if they just get that one, it's happy for them. But girls, if they get rejected once, they can go on to, oh, he touched me this way, he said or seen things to me. They will take it so further to just destroy you, you know, especially if you got like a status, you know.
And talking about status, it's like like Gaz from Newcastle, Geordie Shore, like Gaz from Geordie Shore even said, obviously, like his numbers are crazy. It's like 4 digits, isn't it? But he even said like, I slept with over 1,000 girls. He even said, it's because of my. He said that his numbers were on 200, so he was already quite well known, because Newcastle is a small place. You can go into a club, everyone knows everyone. So yeah, man, it's all around status of why, and that's what's misleading, because like, leave myself, like I can sleep with a few girls and I know they're not really interested in me. So, bit like,
just
and this sliding in DMs and getting beats, it's just like it gets boring after a while, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, it's real talk, man. Like with my ex, which we talked about like earlier, it just felt like that after a while, because like you have to feel like they're not actually with you for you. It's just for, you know, the beats. You know what I mean? It's something like serious and long term. And this is what I wanted to talk about. Like, do you feel like when you've been with white girls, there could be a connection, or when you've been with black girls, there's a better connection? Like, what do you?
Well, normally you could argue, for obvious reasons, you'd have more in common with a black girl.
Yeah.
Especially if they grew up in the UK, you know.
Yeah, but wait, let me actually stop you right there. This is what I'm thinking, because the way how society has changed, you know, with the Kardashians, with like Porg, you know, like most white girls are, you know, trying to take like black traits, you know what I mean? So even though they're not like a black girl, like from physically, they're on the black dark skin or the black characteristics, you know, they're so much with the black culture that they kind of identify themselves as black, you know what I mean? So I met even white girls, you know, I've had ex-white girls who like know so much about the black culture, because they only focus now on black.
Saying that them same girls, for example, if you had a big argument with your missus, they could still be racist. You know what I'm saying? It's like But I also feels like, remember because when we went to the carnival, and I went to afterwards when I went Kent and I met that girl. Shannon. When I was seeing her, it's like she was cool. Me and her got on, but obviously that I always say there's got to be. Initially, there was some sort of attraction, which is why I messaged her in the first place, which is why I went all the way down to Kent to meet her. So that had to be some sort of attraction. But what put me off her was not even her friends, because there was something which I don't know if I said to you when I went down. I met her at the station. She brought 2 of her friends, and I'm like, why?
That happened to me twice. Two Milky Bar girls. It happened to me twice, you know. It's like one's there for security or something, you know.
I'm like, have I got to talk to? I was a bit not like intimidated,
not intimidated. Yeah.
So it's very uncomfortable, especially
It's
when you haven't
very,
seen
when
them
you're
before.
there and you want to meet the girl and you just want to spend
Yeah,
like some,
yeah,
one-on-one time so you
yeah.
can be open. And
And also,
you got this other person just watching you, like saying, oh, you better say the right things. It's fucked.
this is that carnival day, that was the second time I've met her. So
Right.
I'm like, why are you with both your friends? And then when we and I was thinking to myself in my head, I was thinking to myself, are they coming with us back to the yard? I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
why are they here? And then when they went off, it was like when I was walking with Shannon, she said, oh, sorry, I didn't know there was coming. I'm like,
Yeah.
well,
Lie.
you obviously said you're gonna link. You obviously said you're gonna link me. You could have said to them, listen, can I just see him by myself? You know what I mean? You don't need that. Uh, like, what am I gonna do? Do you think I came with a bag of man or what?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because
No, because they'll kind of just spring it up on you. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
this is what I learned with my ex. Sometimes I wouldn't just keep going to her place. I would tell her, no, come mine. You know what I mean? Because I don't need no Scooby Doo surprises. Like all these like other people just coming there and being like, oh yeah, out of nowhere. Because why didn't she let you know? Like, oh yeah,
exactly,
ex coming down. My girlfriends are
exactly.
gonna be here. Straight
Like
up.